when I get a diploma or something. I've been doing this for like 4 years now. Oh, I love you guys. Man, thank you all y'all for watching my channel. I haven't talked to you guys in like forever because there's been like so much going on here. I got this baby running around that I love, and I got I have this beautiful wife that I like to spend time with, and these two other beautiful children that are in my care, and I feel like, and with especially with January randomly, there were just all these people that signed up on my schedule here at the shop too. So I have all these private students that I get to spend time with and jam and listen to tunes and pick out tunes and all that stuff. So anyway, I had a little bit of coffee at the Waffle House. Okay, just to clear that up, because I do get that as a frequently asked question, like, man, are you on crack or something? You know, because sometimes I get so excited about stuff, especially in how to plays, like when I first started, because I had this copyright strikes, and it was like, I have to cram everything into 15 minutes in this video, and if I don't get everything in there, then somebody's going to be upset, because I won't have taken them from this level to that. Anyway, so anyway, I thought I would get on here and just talk to you guys for just a second, and field some frequently asked questions from the notifications, which have gotten messed up. YouTube has somehow checked out my notifications, so now when I open up the thing, the little red thing, like I can't respond to each of those individually, which means I don't get responses to the responses anymore. I just get one chance, one opportunity to say, hey man, super thanks for watching the channel. Go check out the Pinterest link for some charts that I've uploaded, but it might not be all the charts that are there. And here's a whole bunch of crazy thousands of videos to try and help you learn how to play whatever it is that you're trying to play. So now you have a piano track to try and follow with your guitar, or a banjo track to try and follow with your mandolin, or a bass track to try and follow with your guitar, or, you know, that stuff. The stuff that you spend time doing here, watching this YouTube channel for like days like, God, it's ridiculous how much time gets watched on the channel. So it just blows me away. But there's so many videos to watch, and I feel like I've been trying to keep up with the Billboard 100 now for at least 3 years, I think. And somehow, I mean, I love new music and I love picking out that stuff, but man, it's like the tunes just are swapping out, and I just don't feel like I have enough time to really do that anymore. And I also try and do all these requests for, you know, take the requests for the cover channel, but those take a lot of time to shoot because I'm trying to, you know, get my practice in on all the instruments that I want to practice. And so it feels like time is very limited. And I feel also as if this entire video so far has been one very, very long sentence, because I wanted to get to frequently asked questions. So anyway, I'm sorry if I do read all the comments that YouTube sends me notifications for, but they're kind of losing some stuff. And actually, I was trying to work this out because they were losing. It was so weird. I would respond to a comment on Munson covers, for instance, that awesome channel that's growing faster than all the other channels. And so I would go to Munson covers and I would respond to all these comments, you know, and spend a couple hours responding to these comments, you know, hey man, da da da. And then Munson covers would just lose the comment on the video, and so the comment that I made wasn't there anymore, and then I would get a response. So the person got my comment, but YouTube was like fielding me like spam on my own channel. It was very strange. So anyway, now to correct that, I guess, they've set it up so that I can't actually see the responses anymore. I go to notifications to clear it off. It gives me this little load more button, and I hit it, and it sits there buffering forever. And if I go back, if I see those, and then I go back, anyway, it's ridiculous. They need to go back to the old way it was, because then I could respond individually to each comment. I was sure I got all the comments, or so I thought. So anyway, I'm sorry if you sent me something. I'm sure there are thousands of people waiting for me to do their request as well, and just time is just not on my side. Time is not on my side. And so that's why I'm here to do a really quick, you know, I want to do like intermediate crash courses for all the instruments that are up to try and explain everything, but it feels like some of that you can go and do on your own. Same thing with charts too, actually. If you go to Google is a wonderful thing. Go to Google, chord chart, name of song you're looking for, and you may be able to find a chart that's pretty close, or you could adjust. I think you should always kind of trust your own ear with a lot of this stuff. All these tunes I pick out by ear. And I'm not always 100% correct, I'm sure, but normally what I've posted is something that would work to play the song. And some chord changes are debatable, people. So, like in the guitar part, if you're playing a G chord and the bass player comes along and he plays a E note, all of a sudden it's not really a G chord anymore, it's an E minor 7. So, even though you may be correct to play the G in the guitar part, the entire recording and working a chord reduction for this song might require an E minor chord instead. So some of this stuff is up for debate, especially when it starts getting into jazzier voicings and you end up taking the entire major scale and just playing it all together as a chord. It's like, what's the root anymore? You know, and you have to just rely on whatever the bass is or whatever you hear in the bass. So I'm not saying my charts are always 100% correct. They're definitely not like the original artist played them, I'm sure, because I'm trying to set it up so that you can follow the original recording in the original key in a lot of cases. Like we walk through this stuff wherever we walk through this stuff. And so then hopefully you can turn around with your capo in a certain place and have enough of an idea of how to approach it from your level to be able to jump in and try and figure out a way to go through the tune. I think, you know, I've paid a lot of good money for bad tabs, people, and you have it so easy now to go to YouTube and bring up all this stuff for free, and you're just spoiled. You're just spoiled with all this stuff. When I was coming up, back in my day, you had to just hope that you got a subscription to some guitar magazine and hope the tabs were right, when in some cases they were not. It's like one of those things where like you see this video getting shared of like some young person playing and ripping on Sweet Child of Mine, but they're playing it and instead of starting on a D chord, they're starting on a D flat chord because they're tuned down a half step. But that's not what Slash is thinking. You know what I'm... Anyway. So anyway, I hope this stuff is useful because I just kind of like pick it out of the air. And I don't rely on other people's charts, and I don't rely on other things posted on the internet because so many times you just have to trust your own ear, people. You know, if you like my changes, great. If you want to adjust them, adjust them. You got to make it your own thing. But I'm just here to try and help. So that was my disclaimer. But I was going to take some questions instead of just ranting off all this stuff that I've built up over the last year of trying to post all these billboards and stuff, which I don't feel like I have time for anymore. Trying to post all these cover requests, which I love to do cover requests. Oh, I love it. And I know I still have these people that are like, man, the old format was so much better. And you are absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. The how to play tutorial format is awesome if you're just starting out. But I also feel like having done thousands of those, it feels like that if at this point, watching those things, I haven't gotten you to a level where you can jump in and play some of these covers, I haven't really done my job. So I'm teaching to YouTube like you're a student, YouTube. You YouTubers out there. So when my first year on YouTube, I was doing how to plays to try and take you from bottom to wherever you were. You know, second level was more intermediate stuff. Here's a whole bunch of chord possibilities for this chord. Don't forget that you can hammer on this and, you know, try and move around the chord, that kind of thing. And now I feel like I should have gotten you to a point after 4 years. I mean, any private student that I would have after 4 years of taking, they would have a really good idea to just jump in and just play a tune following a chord chart. So I don't really feel like I'm doing you a disservice. I'm sorry if I'm not doing exactly what you asked me to do. I guess in the end, it's my channel. I can do what I want. But I feel like this is also a cooperative thing, even though I'm sitting here talking to myself right now. But anyway, I was going to field some questions. This is the third time, and now you're wondering, God, man, how much coffee did you have at Waffle House? And so, frequently asked questions. I got a question this week. What is this clippy thing on my guitar? So, this is a snark tuner. You turn it on, and, you know, it clips on your guitar. So, if you're in a crowded room, it feeds off, you know, the vibrations of your guitar, which is very, very handy if you're playing in jam situations. You know, if it's on the left side, I have to tighten the tuner. If it's on the right side, you know. I'm sure there's tutorials on this is how you use a tuner on YouTube. There's also this thing that I use all the time, which is the capo to put things in easier keys. I myself am a big fan of the key of G major and C major. So if there's a song and it's in the key of D major, I'm just as inclined to stick the capo on second fret and play it in the key of C, because any B minors or any F sharp minors suddenly become A minors and E minors, so it's just easier chord changes. And I think that works out. It's interesting playing these covers on different instruments too, because in some cases, it does make just as much sense just to throw the real chords up there, which is why I try and do the piano ones and the bass ones on Munson Music Live in the original key, because I know there are those people out there that are like, man, I want to play it in the real key, which is fine, and that's great because I think that's important to be able to do. But the flip side of that is if you put it in an easier key, you can show off more of your licks in that key. So if you end up with a whole bunch of C major and G major licks, and you're slapping the capo everywhere so you can make it more interesting for the listeners instead of like going, my God, I've been doing bar chords for 10 minutes now and my hand hurts. I'll never play again. So it's just a trade-off, right? And you got to make this, it's music. It's an art form. It's a freaking art form. There is no right, okay? All right? There are things that we call things, but end all be all, you really have to make the tune and do your own thing. Like if I want to play Ghost Riders in the Sky as a reggae thing because I'm in the mood for a reggae thing, I think that's awesome. If you feel like changing every chord, and sitting on the dock of the bay to make it a sad thing, super, you know what I mean? Just do what you want. Just do what you want. So, but this is my capo. So this is where I slap this thing on whatever fret it is that gets me to the key of C or G normally. Unless I'm in just the mood to play a lot of bar chords, which is cool too. So I hope I'm not boring you guys. I guess you could watch this multiple times. You could even skip around. And because I am going to talk about some explanation of strum patterns very quickly, just to go through that too. Another question I get sometimes is, what guitar is this, man? It's a crazy guitar. So anyway, this guitar is a handmade guitar by a local luthier here in Newberry, South Carolina, in the United States of America. His name is Jack Botnight, and he made this particular guitar out of a Polonia top, which he says the Chinese have been making instruments out of Polonia for forever, and it's awesome wood. Actually, I really like the tone of it. It seems slightly less bassy and more even, and so I think it helps like with the covers, because sometimes I use another guitar. I use a Takamine I have just hanging out at the house, but I feel like it gets really bass heavy sometimes. So anyway, I think this one's more like an even tone for the camera, and I love Jack. Jack's a great guy, man. He makes some really good instruments. I had a student buy one of his guitars just this past week. It's a really cool little light guitar, but anyway. So yeah, so that's the guitar this is the guitar I'm normally playing, in an African mahogany for the back and the sides. And other questions that I get, a lot of times I get questions about the covers randomly, and a lot of the strum patterns is another really big thing, that I get questions about. So actually maybe we should just jump into that. So normally in a cover lesson, right, I throw up in the first title screen, there'll be this thing that gives you a whole bunch of different options for strumming, right? If it's a 4/4 something, you've got a lot of options, but you could, in some cases, because the song is going so fast, especially on Munson covers, what I do is instead of doing something in kind of a 4/4 feel, I do it in a 2/4 feel. So it feels more like a march. And your basic strum there, you could even kind of feel it as just 4 downs, kind of a down, 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 down kind of thing. Kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 2 big beats there, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, and I'm kind of just doing downs on 1/8 notes right now. So an extension to that is, as a strum pattern, or bigger, or not even a bigger one, but an easier thing to do, would be doing a down, down, up on that. Right, because that kind of gives you the feel of 2. If it's a really fast country thing, that works really good. Instead of love is a burning thing. Instead of that kind of thing, you could just down, down, up it. Love is a burning thing, and that's more kind of a, hey, if you're a beginner and you're just starting out, this is a good way to work a 2/4, which also kind of helps us out with 6/8 when we're going really fast, randomly. But other meters, now sometimes in a song, I will have these things called parentheses around chords, and I get this question a lot, like, what do the parentheses mean? So the parentheses mean that you're splitting or halving the strum pattern. Like in this particular case is a great example. So like you got that G chord, and if we were gonna, let's make a progression, right? It doesn't even necessarily have to relate to a song necessarily, but it could. So if we did the D and a C in a box, right, and the parentheses. And sometimes on my own charts, I will actually literally put them in a box together just to remind me that they're in one measure together. So I have to split these somehow between however many beats are in a measure, you know. So it's 4/4, or in this case it's a 2/4. You know, you're feeling things in twos, right? So if you got things in parentheses, then they get half of that, which would be one down. So you'd have D with a down, C with a down, and then G with a down, down, up. If we had D and C in parentheses, and then G not. Now randomly, that's the progression of Sweet Home Alabama. But you know, if you took it kind of, you know, that D, Sweet C Home Alabama, and then down, up, yeah, some weird rhythm transposition there. But that would be a cool thing to practice, you know. Maybe somebody will think of a better song as kind of an example, but that's basically what's happening. You know, I did Redemption Song this week, and in that one there's a lot of those changes where you do a half a C, half a D, and then go to G. You know, but another timing. So some of the tunes are in 4, which could be felt as a 2. I guess that was my point. Now, if you're feeling it in a 4/4, you know, more like a slower tune, I guess, you know, you could work it as kind of an 8 down thing instead of 4, right? So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And I'm just doing downs, right? Just to kind of feel that, right? But that's our basic 4/4 pulse, you know, 4 quarter notes, 4 foot taps on the floor. So we could work that my favorite strum pattern then comes into play, right? Which is down, down, up, up, down, up. And I do get this comment a lot, like, man, you play everything in down, down, up, up, down, up. Unless it's in 3 or 6, or I'm using a 16th pattern. So there are other options. There are other things. I even have tunes up here like, oh, what's that one? That Codaline tune. All I want, like, that one's like switches between 3 and 4. Iris is kind of like that too. There's a bunch of weird ones like I Need Mine by the Beatles. I mean, it's like some really messed up timing chord charts that I have up. So I understand that you get tired of down, down, up, up, down, up. Just keep watching you just keep on flipping tunes, buddy, because you're going to hit something that I'm not doing that on. But anyway, so my favorite strum pattern, this is the one that I get ragged out about a lot, but I think it really helps you feel 4 beats in time in a strum pattern that's not so boring that it gets crazy monotonous. So anyway, down, down, up, down, up. Everybody loves this strum pattern, right? So down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Now in some cases, if the song is very slow, you could slow that down. Which actually, that's a really cool thing to be able to do too. And YouTube, they destroyed my notification thing, right? But what they did do that was right on is they put this plug-in in every video on YouTube. Now you can adjust the speed of the video. All right, and so I get this question all the time, like, man, you're going so fast I can't follow your video. Well, at this point, if you find out where this gearbox thingy is, you can take it at half speed, which sometimes can be kind of funky, like as far as timing goes. But in some cases, it can be very, very useful just to like listen to something at half speed and try and play along with something at half speed. So you hit the little gearbox thingy and it comes up with these options, and you hit speed, and then it gives you an option for 0.5, which puts things at half speed but at the same pitch, which is awesome. So you're not doing the old, you know, if I did that with a tape, then it would have gone down an octave when I did it. But as it is on YouTube, you can do it and keep the pitch the same, which is awesome. So if you haven't played around with that, you should. But that's my 4/4, right? So if I'm playing something really fast and you're like, man, that's going too fast, you know, I might be trucking on some tune, right? You put it at half speed, and all of a sudden you got, which can be kind of crazy to follow because it's so slow. Another option is to download, and I have a video on this called Software Tricks on Munson guitar songs, but you could go to the video, use YouTube Downloader or some other YouTube downloader. Watch out for spam, people. Just watch out for spam. Decline something, I'm sure. But you download YouTube Downloader, then you can download videos from YouTube on your computer, And then you can open up those videos with Windows Media Player if you're a PC owner. I don't know how you do this on an Apple. Just go do it on an Apple. So you download it, you put it into Windows Media Player, and then you go to enhancements on Windows Media Player, and then you can adjust the speed there from increments to 0.5. So if you're like, man, it's too fast at tempo, but it's not really half speed, then you may want to do the download thing so you can adjust the speed to wherever your level's at. Because all of this is about level. It's like so many videos, I think on YouTube. I don't know, I don't really watch that many other tutorials. I mean, you guys probably are better experts at other people's tutorials than I am. Because occasionally after I shoot a song, or a how to play or a chord chart, I'm like, oh man, what did that guy get? Just to see like, how much of our solutions for a particular song match up, which 90%, probably between, the better guys on YouTube is probably going to match up. But it's so weird because some people are like, oh, just do this for the rap section, even though like it's really not doing, you know what I mean? It's like you just hit something and you're like, dude, I'm sure y'all do that with my videos too, and it's just where you at on a particular day when you picked out the tune and what approach you decided on. But anyway, so we were doing 4/4 strum patterns, that down, down, up, right now I'm on an E minor chord, but I'll take it back to G. We could just, I'm prejudiced, I love G major, we could just stay on G. So sometimes in a song, because of the way the feel of the song works, instead of down, down, up, working, although down, up, down, up, down, up, it's kind of a cool pattern too. It gives you more stuff to swing. And sometimes in my videos, I've got this question too from a guy who watches my YouTube videos, is he couldn't figure out what I was doing with my strum pattern. Like down, down, up, can have a very straight feel where everything is even, or you can kind of swing it where in the background on the eighth note, it's like the down ups, I start thinking long short. This, especially for blues, you're just going to feel this feel where you got kind of this long short, long short, long short, long short, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, that kind of thing, where the downs are longer than the ups. So if you apply that to the strum pattern, it gets a little funky, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. It's like a swing eighth with your strum. So I know in some videos, because of the way the song feels to me, I'll start doing that. And I don't even do it consciously, I don't think, I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna swing the heck out of this. I just start thinking about what the song actually sounds like in my head. And so I apologize for that if that's harder to follow on some of the videos, but it's also a good thing to get used to like trying to do yourself. And if that's hard with thinking of the pattern, you may just want to try that long short just with down ups to get used to it. Actually, I really feel with strumming especially, I'm given bass patterns, but you really should be able at some point to go, I'm either going to do down, a down up, or a up. And I'm just going to make up rhythms with that. And really, what's really happening is my right hand's going down up the whole time, and occasionally I miss something. How did I miss that? Oh my gosh. Yeah, and all of a sudden you have some really cool rhythms going on. So you can criticize me for my strum patterns, but just because I'm playing one pattern so you can keep up with it and keep the beat doesn't mean that you can't play something completely different against it. Just food for thought, so I'm sorry, it's like, this is one of those things, because like really, I mean, I called the other day, I did this, what take was it? When I'm 64, my friends were hanging out and they were like, man, you should check this out at like 200 speed, and so I sped it up to 200 speed and adjusted the pitch up an octave, and it was the funniest thing because I sounded like one of those guys from Wizard of Oz, one of those munchkins instead of a Munson. And next thing I know, it was just really, really cool just to like watch it go by. So I grabbed a ukulele and I was following it at ×2 speed. So I mean, you can do all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, really, you just got all kinds of options. But so the swing eighth, you got straight eighth, swing eighth. Randomly, if we were doing that same progression we were doing with the boxes with that pattern, right? Then the down, down, up would be one way to do it. So the D that we were doing, I went way back to when we were talking about that. You do a down, down, up on it, because that's half the strum. On the C, you'd have a down, down, up. Right, and then on the G, you would do the whole down, down, up, down, up. And now it's going to work out in the B Sweet Home Alabama. We're feeling it 4, right? D, down, up, C, down, up, G, down, down, up, down, D, down, down, up, C, down, down, in the D and the C because they're in parentheses, and I'm doing the whole G. So D, down, up, C, down, up, G, down, up, down, up. Now another way you can work that, those ones that, the D and the C that are in one measure together, is you could split pattern them. And what I mean by that, like if you went back to the downs, like we did 4, well, you wouldn't really be able to feel it that way. But that's a good thing to practice though too. Is like D for 4, C for 4, and then G for 8. Just doing down strokes. D 2, 3, 4, C 2, 3, 4, G 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, we could do it with this. One way I'll split that sometimes is on the D and the C. Instead of doing 4 on each, I'll do 3 plus 5, which you hear a good bit actually in pop stuff. It kind of gives you an anticipation of the second chord, so it comes early. The second chord comes early. So you do 3 downs on D, and then you go to C for 5. Did you follow that? So we got D 1, 2, 3, C 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, D 2, 3, C 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, D 2, 3, C 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of thing. Which would be kind of cool too. D 2, 3, C, G. So that's kind of a split pattern idea. Where I'm kind of splitting the D and the C, 3 plus 5. Not that you couldn't do it some other way. You do it 5 plus 3, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, G. You know, so the idea is like you're splitting the pattern. So if you did that with down, down, up, down, up, we could do the D with a down, down, and then hit the C for the up, and then the up, down, up. And I know some people have commented, man, that's really tricky, and it is tricky. Well, once you get the feel, it's not so bad, but you will have to practice that. You will have to pause the video and practice that if that's new to you. So that D, down, C on the up, down, up, G. But it makes it a little bit hipper, just having that C come early. D, down, C on the up, down, G, down, down, up, down, D, down, down, C on the up, down, G, down, down, up, down, D, down, down, C on the up, down, G, down, down, up, down, that kind of thing. Now, my other favorite go-tos for 4/4 time are 16th note patterns, and right now we're kind of feeling that downstroke. Is it kind of an 8th note thing, right? We were just talking about doing 8 on the G, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So those are called 8th notes. Slightly confusing, I guess. We call them 8s, but it's really kind of the feel of the down and up of your foot. But anyway, so the 16th note patterns, instead of working like 2 on a foot tap as an idea, we start feeling the beat in 4 on a foot tap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one easy way to do that with your strumming would be down, up, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, 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 that kind of thing. So it's like taking what I just did as a down, up, and then designing a strum pattern that really, you know, feels like it. Now there's all kinds of different variations on this same kind of thing. You could just approach it down, ups, and then just miss some stuff. You just start making up your own thing. But my go-to patterns that I will then adjust and vary are long down, down, up, down, up, which is one of my favorites, right? And I discuss this a lot in a lot of the how to plays, but you do the G for a down of 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on beat 2, you do a down on 1, and then a down on 3, and up on 4. Now some people criticize this. They're like, man, you should be doing 1 yanda. And I like 1 yanda, 2 yanda, 3 yanda, 4 yanda, but I think it's easier in my mind to think 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I'm just a number guy. I mean, who knows? Everybody's got 7 different intelligences. I might be more of a math guy, even though I could never get past calculus. I don't know what it is. I think it was early classes, snow, dinosaurs. That's about all I want to go to that. But anyway, So there's this long down for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we do a down on 1, down on 3, and then up on 4. And you can even take that one little spot actually, you know, kind of that down, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's kind of your second beat. Down, down, up. And there are some tunes like Cruise is one where you just use the first half of that strum pattern. This works really good for Radioactive too, where you may have a long down and then a down, down, up. What's that new one by Zayn? I don't want to live forever. That song. All right, so that's that feel of that tune too. So there are a lot of songs where that comes in really useful just to use like a half pattern thing. The whole pattern though, on beat 3, we do a up on 2 and a down on 3. So we go on 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the weird part. 1 up down, 1 up down, 1 up down, 1 up down, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. That's the weird part. And then the last part we already practiced is the down up, right? The 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. So you put all that together. That may seem like a lot to digest, so you may have to like just pause the video and just practice it. What's on the screen, I guess. But it's long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. So that's an awesome pattern. There's a lot of kind of, I don't know, it just feels really good. So if we're doing the halving thing, for the D, C, G progression, just randomly ended up on that. You have the D for the down, 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 up. And then you go to C for the down, 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 up. Down, 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 up. And then we can do the G for the whole thing. So then we have the long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. It's basically how you could work the half pattern idea for the D and the C. So long down, 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 up, C. Down, down, up, G. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, D. Down, down, up, C. Down, down, up, G. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, D. Down, down, up, C. Down, down, up, G. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down. If you sped that up, you really have Sweet Home Alabama, right? I have a tutorial on that. There's also a cover of that one. So anyway, but another way to do this would be to split that 16th pattern between the chords. So you could do the D with the down, 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 up, and then go to the C for the up, down, down, up, down, up, and then do the G with the whole pattern, which would kind of be a split pattern idea for the D and the C that are in one measure together. So D, down, down, up, C, up, down, down, up, down, up, G, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, D, down, down, up, C, up, down, down, up, down, up, G, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, D, down, down, up, C, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, down, down. I know I slowed down on this. D, down, down, up, C, down, down, up, G. Someone screaming for me to slow down. I heard you, man. Yeah, so anyway, so that would be another thing to practice. My other go-to pattern, which sounds slightly more, should I say, exotic, is a down, up, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up. And I will attempt to do this in the style of a how to play tutorial. So on the first beat, I'm doing a down on 1 and an up on 4. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Oh, I missed it. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the second beat, I'm doing an up on 2 and a down on 3. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 up, down. 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the third beat, I'm doing an up on 2, up on 4. So then I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 up, 1 up, 1 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the last beat, I'm going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we put all that together, and we have down, up, 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 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, it's been a while since I counted out like that. That was cool. So, but the split pattern idea on this one, what can be really cool is you could do the D with the down, up, up. So down, up, and then go to the C for the down, up, down, up, down, up. Did you follow that? So D with a down, up, C with a down, up, down. It's me splitting that pattern between those two chords. So D down, up, C down, up, down, and I can do the whole pattern on the G. Down, up, down, down, up, C, up, down, G, up, down, down, D, up, C, up, down, G, up, down, D, up, C, up, down, G. That kind of thing. If you want to check out my lesson on Lean On Me, I'm sure I cover that in that song. But that sounds like a pretty hit little Sweet Home Alabama kind of thing. So those are normally my go-tos for 4/4. If you're watching a video, and I'm probably gonna, if you have a whole chord, maybe doing the 2/4 thing, or I'll be doing the 4/4 thing, or I may be doing the 16th pattern, or working the splits depending on the song, obviously. The other two possibilities that you will find in a lot of songs are 3/4, which you could even feel just kind of wow, I guess we could do a 6 down count if we wanted to feel an eighth notes in 3/4. So it's the waltz thing, right? This is your waltz meter is 3/4. So you have kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that kind of thing. But to feel the 3, actually, we probably just want to do downs, like 1, 2, 3, down, down, down. So that would be another possibility, doing 3 downs. Right? 3 down ups. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What I like to do, so you can kind of feel the downbeat really well, is go down, down, up, down, up. So down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. That kind of thing. You can also do, well, one of my favorite variations of that is a down, and then leave off the other down, and then do an up, down, up. So you got like down, up, down, up, down, up, down, which is a little bit easier on the hand, I think, because you don't have to move quite as much. But it's easier to confuse that because I'm not playing on every downbeat. So normally I'll go with the down, down, up, down for 3/4 when I'm playing. But you can obviously, just go down, up, down, up, down, up, and then just like miss sometimes too, right? So Amazing Grace would be an example. There's a good cover of that too. Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. It's kind of that just 3. Wow, it's raining outside. Some serious rain going on here. So now this is weird. If I had things in parentheses for a 3/4, there aren't a whole lot of examples of this. The one that comes to mind is We Wish You a Merry Christmas, where at the very end of We Wish You a Merry Christmas, there's a C chord that splits with a D, but because you're in 3, you would actually, we can even do it the same progression we were doing, but I'm digging on the C to the D. Ooh, you can do the C with a down, down, up, and then do the D with a down, up. So we had the D, or the G, like with the whole pattern. Right? Actually, this is what would happen at the very end. You'd have the C to the D to the G. So C, down up D, down up G, 2, 3, that kind of an idea. So, and that's not as common. But that kind of happens at the very end of that phrase. You know, we wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. And here comes Happy New Year. That kind of thing. So that doesn't happen as often. Star Spangled Banner is another really weird one, but I think I've got it notated pretty well, like where the splits are. Because sometimes you would split it, you know, do the down on the C and then the down up on the D, that kind of thing. You know, that would be weird with this song, wouldn't it? Happy New. It still works. Yeah, you gotta just choose, I guess. But down, down, up would be another way that it could get split. It's like 1 beat plus 2. I'm sorry. Yeah, 1 beat plus 2 instead of 2 beats plus 1. You know, it's just how you want to think about it. The other possibility, timing-wise, would be a 6/8. And immediately I always think of House of the Rising Sun as a good example of a 6/8, where you may want to feel things as just 6 downs. At least that would be one way to feel it. It's kind of that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like a C, but I'm doing 3rd fret on the D, 2nd fret on the G, 1st fret on the B, and then I leave an open E. I use that chord all the time. I love the sound of that chord. So if you don't want to do the bar F, which does sound bigger, you could do the F major 7. You're just starting out, and as long as things are in the key of C, it sounds awesome. So anyway, there is a house. So that's kind of the 6 downs on each one. It's called a compound meter because you're kind of feeling things in 6s, but you're also feeling things in 2s. It's like 1, 2, 1, 2 instead of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So because you're feeling things in 2, if a 6/8 is going too fast for you, you can actually feel it like a 2/4. So going back to the very first strum we were talking about was the down, down, up. Took that slow and swung it a little bit, you can get that to work for a 6/8, which is awesome. It makes it really easy, right? So instead of thinking down, down, down all the time, you'd be thinking just down, down, up C, down, up D, down, up F, down, up A minor, down, up C, down, up E. And that's how I would play it for Munson covers right now. And I would probably put the 6/8 up on Munson guitar songs or Munson Music Live or both. If I was shooting that as a cover right now, I already have a cover for it, and I don't know how I shot it, but that's what I would do right now as far as what would go where. Munson guitar songs normally gets the first one, so that's always rougher. Munson Music Live gets a little bit polished and slightly more advanced, and then Munson covers takes it really slow and easy strumming. That's my conceptual idea about the differences between the channels. And Munson Jam Tracks has got drum beats and cool things that you can play lead guitar over, and I'm looking forward to retiring and just spending a lot of time on Munson Jam Tracks. Ooh, that sounds fun outside. So, but another way you could work the 6/8 is like a 3/4 times 2. So you could do down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And that really kind of gives you a good sense of it too. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, C, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, D, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down, 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 down. It just depends on what level you're at as to which one of those is going to feel easy or what feels hard. But obviously you can mix up those things too. Going between the downs into the other pattern. Down, up thing, but easier on the hand too. So you have to just kind of experiment with it. I mean, unless you come in for a lesson, I just don't know what level you're on. So I'm just trying to subliminally help you here. But those are the main strums that I end up using. So now the halving thing with that, if we're going to go back to the D, C, and then the G, if we were doing the 6/8, like the 6 downs on everything, it'd be 3, right? So we'd have D for 3, C for 3, and then G for 6. Oh, awesome! It's Sweet Home Alabama at 6/8. Now it's an Irish jig, right? It's awesome. Big wheels keep turning, carry me home to see my kid. It's basically what Joe Crocker did with Get By With a Little Help From My Friends by the Beatles. Put it in 6/8 instead, you know, make it work out. So that's kind of cool, and you can feel it with the down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. And then the D and the C that would be in the boxes would be down, down, up, down, up. So D with the down, down, up, down, up. C with the down, down, up, down, up. And then the G with the down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down. Down, up, down, up, down, up, and you just miss sometimes. Or mix all that stuff up. I mean, really, it's what you're feeling. A lot of times I try and keep the bass pattern easy enough for you to feel the beat, but what's really fun in a cover is like trying to superimpose your own rhythm. And I know I get this a lot with the bass covers especially. They're like, man, you're not playing the real bass line. And I'm like, obviously. The real bass line doesn't come in until 3 minutes into the middle of the tune. Oh, well, I don't want to say that about everything, but sometimes it gets that ridiculous there. My bass covers, actually all my instrument covers, are as if you showed up to an open jam and I randomly had, this was the only instrument that I had to bring to the jam, but I know the chord progression for this song. I may not know anything else about the song, but I know the chord progression. So I'm playing it in a way to try and get you to help follow you, because I learned a lot from watching other people play. I think that's extremely helpful. Isn't it? Isn't that why we're all here? Is just to play music together and have a good time and not criticize other people and stop spreading all this like hate, like it's got to be like that, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's YouTube. I understand. Some people, I understand some of you right now, like me. I am here by myself here at this shop talking to you because it's after hours. I finished teaching my lesson that ended at like 11:30, and now I have like a little bit of time, and I was going to shoot covers so I'd have a whole bunch of videos, but instead this had been building up over time. I felt like we just needed to have a conversation, just you and me, about stuff. And so frequently asked questions. So strumming is like a big thing. So I hope I explained that well enough to help whoever needed help with that, because that's a big question I get a lot. The speed thing we talked about. Strum, right, chords. Now if I hit a chord in a cover and for whatever instrument it happens to be, and you don't know the chord, Google is a great resource. You could Google chord diagrams for whatever shape or whatever chord you're looking for. I'm sure you'll find something. I don't always play chords exactly the same, so please, I do try and respond when you ask me that. I get the first comment you make. I mean, I get the second comment you make on the comment that I made back, but I do get your first comment. So if you really want to get in touch with me, that's a good way. You can also reach me on Facebook, facebook.com/Munson Music. Will get you to my little store in South Carolina, and I'm pretty good about answering messages there. But I do regret not being able to do the billboards like I used to do. I've got like 20 billboards, and like all those things just take long to edit. So I feel like I've graduated, right? Haven't I graduated? Like really? Like I mean, I feel like I'm getting better at some things. But anyway, so I think what I'm gonna do for right now, for my own peace of mind, I'm still keeping the request list. I'm gonna be doing some Actually, it seems like all the covers that I'm doing, people have asked for. But I do have like my own agenda with covers as well. But since they're not giving me strikes for covers yet, so my channel's still there. Feel like ones by artists that I've already done are pretty safe. I guess they're pretty safe. I don't know. You know, I think it's great though that I can make a cover of a song that's whoever wrote. And they can come along and go, I want a piece of that, and then we can split it. Because then we can just split the revenue from that ad. You know, it's not like some of my videos have had, you know, over time, and I think it's gotten more open to this kind of thing. So anyway, I think the covers are really useful. if I do end up with a strike, then something weird will happen. I'm sure like one of the channels will just go completely down because I will be like, well, strikes only last for 6 months, so we'll just take every video down off of this channel for 6 months and make them all private until, you know, something weird will happen if that ends up happening. It hasn't happened so far, and there's a lot of content. So anyway, I think I might play some more tunes that we might play together, because that would be fun. I'm trying to think of other questions people ask a lot. My name is Munson Summer. That's the name everybody calls me, is Munson. Munson is the name I go by, like the name that people call me. It's not my last name. There's a Munson's Chocolate in Connecticut, I found out this week, and there's also a Munson's Music in Utah, which is not us. But Munson, yeah, Munson, man, yeah, it's a family name, actually. I'm named after a sheriff of Newberry County named Munson Buford. And I looked out and got the Munson part, and my sister got the Buford part. So we call her Buffy. So my sister is Buffy Summer, who is a vampire slayer. And my other sister is Janie Summer, who is the Bionic Woman. So I'm just Munson, and so that's what they call me. And I'm the oldest, obviously, in our nuclear family. And so I would like to wish you all so well, and I hope you have good luck on the guitar. And I hope some of the stuff that I've posted has been useful, and will continue to be useful for as long as you can find a way to use it. And I'm glad that we had this chance and opportunity to talk and commune together as people and have some fellowship over some strum patterns. As far as chords go, if I post a chord and you don't know it, I think you can go Google it. You might play it a different way than me, but if you find something that works for you, I would run with it. Have to make this stuff your own, people. You have to take what I post and go, I'm not going to do it this way. I'm going to embellish this. I'm going to make this a major 7. I'm going to put the dominant on this. I'm going to put a sharp 9 on this one. Now I've got something that I really like. Because I'm scaling it down for beginners, okay? You can be like, man, that was a G7 change, man. You missed it. I didn't miss it. I heard it. I just decided not to do it because it's easier. So it's funny because like this is me responding to like those comments that I get over the course of like years, and now they've like built up, and so now you're not even the person I'm responding to. It's just me, you know, just thanks for the therapy. That's what it is. Thanks for the therapy. So all right, cool. I can't think of anything else other than, yep, I don't get your first thing anymore. Gearbox thingy will slow things down for you. Practice all your strum patterns. Try and find a way to play along with me. And then that way we can have a lot of fun. So, wow, that was a whole bunch of stuff. Thanks for listening if you're still listening. And I guess we'll crank up that thing. But first I have to say, good luck!
When I get older, losing my head, many years from now, will you still be sending me Valentine? Birthday greetings, bottle of wine. If I ran out till 2:45, would you lock the door? Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? You'll be older too. And if you say the word, I could stay with you. I could be handy, mending a fuse when your lights are gone. You can knit a sweater by the fireside. Sunday mornings come around, doing the garden, digging the weeds. Who could ask for more? Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Every summer we can rent a cottage in the Isle of Wight if it's not too dear. We shall scrimp and save. Grandchildren on your knee. Vera, Chuck, and Dave. Send me a postcard, drop me a line, stating point of view. Indicate precisely what you mean to say. You're sincerely wasting away. Give me your answer, fill in a form, mine forevermore. Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? Don't forget to subscribe.